Welcome to my dream book room, you guys. Okay, you guys, welcome to the first official video in my new home, new book space. I am so incredibly in love with it. It came out exactly the way that I wanted it to. The other parts of the room are for my Etsy shop, bookbinding, all of the fun things that I do, which I will obviously give you the links and all the things to later on. They're always going to be in the description. But I really, really, really wanted, and if you guys watched my last video where I packed up my entire old library, I was so in love with my library and I was like, I want to expand it. I want to have like a bigger space for it. And this is just exactly what I wanted. 4 of these shelves we already had. We got a couple extra ones. I was able to just kind of spread out my library in a way that like is a lot more pleasing to the eye, I think. And so I'm going to just kind of go through this and show you guys like the method behind where I put things. If you guys have watched my videos at all, you know my method behind physical TBRs and bookshelves. For the most part, I would say like 98, probably more like even 99% of my shelf are books that I rated 3+ stars, and generally, I would even say maybe 3.5 to 4 stars and above. My bookshelves, I really want to represent the books that I really, really love. I actually have a separate shelf for my TBR. Everything that you see on this shelf, minus maybe 1 to 2 books, I have read and I loved, or I enjoyed for that time period of my life. Like, these are all very special to me. And so if you ever need a book recommendation, just look behind me. Almost every single thing on these shelves I absolutely adore and love. So that's a fun fact about me and my channel and my page, is that all the books behind me, you can trust my recommendations, because I literally, like, I would save these from a burning building. Okay, I would save these shelves from a burning building. So let's go through it together. I will show you all of my things. I'm not going to harp on it too much because in my last video, I literally showed you every single book that I own. So if you want to see all the books that are on the shelf, and I'll talk about that in detail, like all the books I loved, my thoughts on them, that is in my last video I posted. So go check that out. I went through my entire collection. So I strongly encourage you to go check out that video so you can see my entire collection. I'm kind of just going to show you why I put things where and just kind of give you a little bookshelf tour. And then we will get into the rest of the video. I'm just going to hold my tripod. Okay. Up here, I've got my Magnolia Parks and my Jessa Hastings collection. Down here, I've got my Frederick Bachman, Kristen Hanna, Fourth Wing. Continuing on down the shelf, I've got my Red Rising rebind and my Harry Potter rebind, as well as Hunger Games and Lord of the Rings. Down here, I have my beloved Red Rising special edition. I've got all my Brandon Sanderson collection. And then I've got miscellaneous fantasy novels. Down here, I've got my entire SJM shelf, Throne of Glass, ACOTAR, Crescent City. And then down below is all of my romance novels. So Emily Henry, Abby Jimenez, and all the miscellaneous romance authors that I love. So again, if you're looking for a suggestion for anything, now you kind of know where the things are on the shelf. If you're looking for fantasy, look on my fantasy side of my shelf. Like, I highly, highly recommend 99.9% of the things on my shelf. The only ones I don't recommend are the ones I haven't read yet, and that is only 2 on the shelf. I counted. So that is my beloved bookshelf tour. I am so beyond excited to spend more time in this room, create like a little reading room, have more videos in here with you guys. Thanks for sticking along with me while I moved and seeing kind of what it turned into. I am just so absolutely obsessed with it. I feel so blessed to have so much space for my books and to be able to keep expanding my library. And then now for the point of the video, which was talking about the 10 books I want to read before the end of the year. I'm not joking when I say I'm not even sure I'll read another 10 before the end of the year, which sounds so not book content creator of me. I've just been reading so slow and choosing books that are so astronomically large, okay? This is my theoretical, if I were to read 10 more books before the end of the year, these are the ones that I would choose. And I would love your suggestions, because if I don't make it to all 10, I would love to know which ones need to come first. I obviously don't own all of the ones in physical copy that I would like to read, but I'm going to kind of like show you the vibes I'm going off of. And it's honestly really, really hard to even come up with 10. So I need to make my list really quick, and then we'll come back and chat on the books that I'm looking forward to reading before the end of the year. If I make it to 10, amazing. If I don't, it's okay. I've really stopped putting like the extreme pressure to reach like a certain number, at least for the end of this year, because things have just been so crazy and I'm still not feeling 100% settled from moving. So I'm giving myself some grace, but I'm also choosing the largest books. Like, I literally just finished 11/22/63 by Stephen King, and that was over 800 pages. And I'm like, no wonder I'm behind on my reading goal. Like, Normal books are 300 pages. Like, girl, get it together. I just don't know. Okay, I just compiled my list. It was a lot harder than I anticipated to come up with 10 books because I feel like I plan out the next couple and then I plan out the couple after that. Thinking about 10 is pretty crazy, so we'll see if I stick to it. Number 1 is Alchemized. I actually just started this, so I know for a fact I will finish this before the end of the year. I've talked about it so much on this channel, and honestly, I might film like a read Alchemized with me or like a full review of Alchemized because I have been talking about this book since the beginning of the year. I've been so excited about reading this book from the second it was announced that it would even exist. I am so excited to be reading it. I literally love it so much so far, and I think I'm still like under 100 pages, so I'm having like a great time reading it. So that is number 1. Number 2 is one of the 2 books on the shelf that I have never read, The Mademoiselle Alliance. This is by Natasha Lester. I know nothing about this book, and I've never seen anybody talk about it. So this will be part of a video that's coming out shortly of 3 books that I've never seen and like reading them and giving like a review with a completely unbiased opinion on some books that I've never seen. So this will be part of that. So I'm definitely reading that this year so I can get that video out. I already read the first 2 books of that challenge, and this will be book 3. Next is A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. I am obsessed with Fredrik Backman. I think he's in like my top 2 authors, top 3. Like, he is just absolutely incredible. You've heard me rant and rave about him all year long because I discovered him this year. I'm so excited to just keep slowly making my way through his backlist. I cannot imagine a day where I don't have another Fredrik Backman book to read when I'm feeling like I'm in a reading slump. So I am so excited to read this, but I'm also not in a rush to read all of his backlist. But this is one that I own that I would love to read before the end of the year. Then we got The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashim. I'm not sure if I am saying that right. I've owned this for a while. I've been wanting to read this for a long time. I picked it up a long time ago, and I've only heard incredible things about this, and I know that there's a second book. So actually we'll go ahead and add that into this list. So The Jasad Heir, and I think it's called like The Jasad Crown or something like that, is book 2. So maybe I'll have 11 on this list, but I'm really looking forward to reading this. I've heard nothing but good things, but I also am going in blind because I really have no idea what the story's about. I'm also craving a fantasy, so that just seems like right up my alley right now. Then we've got The Strength of the Few, which is the second book in the Hierarchy series, which I read The Will of the Many, which is book 1 a few months ago, and just absolutely fell in love with it. Loved it so much. Like, that ending, I still think about it. Like, I have no idea what even happened. Like, I need that book so bad, and that comes out in November. So that definitely will be being read right when it comes out. Then I've got A Theory of Dreaming, which is book 2 in Ava Reid's series that started with A Study in Drowning. I enjoyed this book. Was it like my all-time favorite ever? No, but I felt like I didn't have closure, and that was why I felt the way that I felt. So hopefully book 2 gives us some closure. I didn't realize that it was not a standalone, so I'm thankful that I potentially will be getting some closure in book 2, and that is called A Theory in Dreaming by Ava Reid. Then I want to read Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. I read Stephanie Garber's 2 other series, Caraval and Once Upon a Broken Heart. Didn't 100% love them, but I did enjoy them. Like, I had a good time reading them, so I would love to give this a shot. I'm pretty sure it's an adult novel from her, and she's never written an adult novel. It's something along those lines, so I'm really excited to read that one. And then my last 3 is the Daughter of No Worlds trilogy, so that is 3 right there. This has been on my TBR for like an embarrassing amount of time, like so long. I'm glad that I waited because a lot of people compare it to Throne of Glass, and I wanted to kind of give myself some space of reading that before I jumped into something that was similar. So I'm super excited. I kind of wanted to just make this video short and sweet and just kind of touch base with you guys, show you my bookshelves, and show you what I'm planning on reading in the near future. But I am literally so excited to hear your thoughts on these books. If there's any that I should move up faster on the list, please let me know. If there's any books that you're reading that should replace any on this list, like books you want to see me read before the end of the year, or that you think give fall or Christmas or winter vibes, let me know. Let me know what your 10 before the end is, because obviously it's really hard for me to make that list. So really curious of what you guys are reading and what you're planning to be reading within the next couple of months. I cannot believe that it's the end of the year. I truly cannot believe that. I'm just so excited to start feeling settled in our new house and have more time for reading and more time to make content for you guys and more time to chit chat about books. So exciting, so fun. If you have never been to my page before, what an interesting time to join for the first time, like starting over in basically a brand new chapter. Usually my videos are a little bit longer than this, but I kind of just wanted to touch base with you guys. If you are new here, thanks for being here. The best way you can support me is subscribing to my channel, liking this video, interacting. I literally love chatting about books books in the comments with you guys. Like, I genuinely love interacting with you. It is so much fun. I love not having to just talk to my wall about books. You know what I'm saying? I love that you're here on the other end and listening for some reason. Also, if you're new here, I'm obviously on TikTok, on Instagram. I have an Etsy shop where I do book binds, stickers, bookmarks, all the things. I'm actually getting ready to do my first book markets, which I'm so excited. Gonna be doing little pop-up shop markets. I have a micro bakery as well. So it's gonna be half micro bakery, half book accessories. And I'm so excited, you guys. Like, I'll obviously give you more details later, but that's so exciting. Maybe I can meet some of you at some point. But yeah, follow me at Books with Soph Soul on both Instagram and TikTok for more like daily interactive videos. And then check out my Etsy shop if you love book accessories and all types of bookish things. Literally, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, being patient while we moved and all the things. I love that you're here, and we will talk soon.